Today we're making a super easy curry with only 6 ingredients. This recipe is perfect for busy people, not only because it's quick to make, but also because it produces lots of leftovers. These are perfect to indulge in on those days when there's no energy left to cook. Cook it once, but eat from it at least twice. Recently, after only a few hours of sleep, I got into the team meeting just to get roasted by my boss for not doing the laundry again.
Ganz ehrlich, wenn die Sache so weitergeht, dann können wir das hier abblasen.
And everyone was watching. So humiliating. When the day was finally over at 7 p.m, there was no way I was going to cook anything anymore. So of course I ended up going to my favorite schnitzel place instead. Hallo zusammen. I'm David, a food lover from Switzerland, and I'm here to help you make cooking easy and stress-free with quick, nutritious meals. No more friction in the kitchen, just simple, delicious food. Our curry uses only 6 ingredients: chicken thighs, a large onion, some Thai curry paste, yellow is my personal favorite, coconut milk, and finally some vegetables. I like carrots and potatoes for this yellow curry. We'll also be using some pantry staples like salt and pepper. To start off, we are bringing a pot of water to a boil on the stove. While we are waiting for that to happen, we can cut the potatoes and carrots into large chunks. I never really peel my potatoes and carrots. I rinse them off well and scrub them with my trusty veggie brush. Feel free to peel them though, or use pre-cut potatoes and carrots from the store. While we are at it, let's cut our onion in large chunks as well. This will conclude all of the chopping we need to do today. So might as well clean my pricey Japanese kitchen knife and put it back in its box in which I kept it since I bought it, so I don't offend its Japanese honor by placing it in the same knife block as all of the IKEA knives. Once the water is boiling, put in some salt and chuck the veggies in there. Cook for about 10 minutes or until a fork will go through easily. We pre-cooked these to reduce the cooking time of the curry. Realized that I messed up earlier and that there's actually still the chicken to cut into pieces, so walking the walk of shame back to my little box and getting out the knife again. We cut the chicken into large chunks as well and season it with some salt. Now get out the largest pot you have. We're making a lot of curry today. Then start frying the chicken chunks in cooking oil on medium-high heat. You could also not use the oil and just put the chicken in the cold pot and then you heat it up together and the fat of the chicken will render out and you can use that fat. Just a little bit more time consuming to do it this way. So if you have some cooking oil on hand, just fry it up in some cooking oil. You probably have to fry these in batches because we don't want to overcrowd the chicken in the pan, otherwise we don't get any of the tasty crunchy bits. Just sear the chicken from both sides for 2 to 3 minutes. We will add it back in later and it will then cook through with the rest of the ingredients. While the chicken is frying, I think it's important to highlight that cooking every single day is super hard. Many things are working against us in the quest to eat healthily and cook more. This is why I think it's so important to always cook with leftovers in mind.
Let's just have some pizza today.
Whenever we are motivated to cook, we can leverage that and cook more food while we're at it. It's like extending a helping hand to our future selves. Whenever I cook with plenty of leftovers, it's way more likely that I will eat a healthy meal. For some reason, there seems to be only pizza places doing delivery to my place. So eating takeout is almost always a bad decision. Heating up some leftovers, on the other hand, is incredibly easy. You literally only need to press a button. Our chicken seems to be about done. We'll have it chillin' here on the side and we will now fry up our onions in the chicken fat until they are translucent. If you messed up a bit as I did here and you have too many tasty bits on the bottom of the pot that are threatening to burn, feel free to add a bit of water and then scrape everything. Time to add the curry paste. I like to use this brand that I get from my local Asian store. There's only spices inside and no weird ingredients. Modified cornstarch. We will only add about 2 tablespoons of the curry paste now. Be careful with it, especially if you don't like spicy food. You can always add more later if the curry turned out too mild. We are toasting the curry paste until you can smell the fantastic fragrance of the spices. This is the point of the recipe where I open the kitchen door, so once my fiancée comes home, she'll hopefully compliment me on how nice the whole house smells. Afterwards, we add back the chicken and all of its tasty juices. Now comes the home stretch for this recipe. We're adding the coconut milk and the veggies now and bring everything to a boil. The last step is lowering the heat to low and letting it simmer for around 10 minutes to let all of the flavors mingle. I struggle with procrastination a lot in my day-to-day life. I'm easily distracted and often my energy levels are low. This is why I think cooking needs to be simple and easy, as friction-free as possible. After a busy day at work, I'll never complete a recipe with 25 ingredients that takes an hour and a half. At the same time, I've realized that whenever I eat nutritious, whole foods, it's way easier for me to concentrate for longer stretches of time. So an ideal dish for me has a small list of ingredients, is super hard to mess up, and is of course quick to make. If you are interested to learn more easy and stress-free recipes, as well as helpful techniques around food, just subscribe for more content like this. Another thing I like is when dishes are easy to change up. In case of this curry, you can easily switch out the curry paste and vegetables you want to use. Here's another flavor I like a lot. It's the Panang curry paste. I usually add red pepper and some cauliflower to this one. Our curry should be about done now, so let's check on it. I always taste my food along the way when cooking. If the potatoes or carrots are still too hard, you can give them another 5 minutes. Now is also a great time to adjust the seasoning. More curry paste can be added if it isn't spicy enough. We'll also adjust the seasoning to our liking with some good old salt and pepper. Eat the curry as is or add some rice on the side. For a low carb alternative, try some cauliflower rice or some soodles, which is just zucchini cut into a noodle-like shape. I store the remaining portions in these meal prep containers. They keep in the fridge for 2 to 3 days or freeze for up to 6 months. If you did freeze it, take it out the day before so it's ready to eat the next day. If you wanted to make this a fancier dish, here's a few tips on how you can do that. The first one is to add a tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of fish sauce when you add the curry paste. This will give the curry a deeper flavor. At the end, you can also garnish with fresh lime juice and cilantro. The acidity of the lime juice rounds up this dish well, and cilantro is just one of my favorite herbs. If you like this recipe, you might enjoy some low-effort braised cabbage. Have a look at an easy recipe for that in this video. Also, subscribe so you don't miss my next video. We will make some cauliflower rice, my favorite side dish for this curry. See you in the next one.